Namaste, welcome to Birdistan. Today we are going to discuss about the little cormorant, a very common bird in the Indian subcontinent, most common water bird. It is found wherever freshwater fish are found, to its liking in that it does not like saltwater fish for some reason. The little cormorant is in fact almost unmistakable. It's 50 centimeters, they weigh 360 to 520 grams, big difference in weight really. Because the male little cormorant is larger than the female in weight and length. So, how would you describe it? It's just completely black, has a nice fan tail. They always is seen standing upright with the wings spread out. They're completely black. They have a long neck. They have white marking on their throat when exposed to light. The beak is black, not hooked much, and they also have just black eyes which cannot be seen. The beak also tends to look fleshy in juveniles and non-breeding season. Also, the little cormorant has a short crest, while the juveniles have a bare red head instead. They have got phyllo plumes and white spots on their face, the adults. And they are just easy to identify. They are always seen standing in your side. They can be mistaken for the great cormorant, which looks very similar. From a distance they can be mistaken, but there's one simple way to differentiate them. The hooked bill of the great cormorant, which is yellow in color. The great cormorant. The little cormorant does not have much of hook bill, and it's small and black instead, they're all fleshy. They also look very interesting and fuzzy in light, especially, and they have webbed feet, basically like that of a duck or goose, which are familiar with. So they have webbed feet adapted for diving and swimming. The little cormorant sounds and behavior. The little cormorant is mainly silent, but they are vocal around a nest and roost in sites mainly. They tend to make low roaring and grunts and growls, and a low pitch and cook. So these are the sounds of the little cormorant. Then for the behavior of the little cormorant, they forage in loose groups, not well-knit groups. Like house plants, they are very well-knit groups, but little cormorant is loose groups. Sometimes they are seen together, sometimes they seem to have very massive distances between them. They also seem to forage alone also. So instead of being in loose groups, they swim under water with the help of the web feet to find fish. In northern India, little cormorant preferred a water body which is less than a meter deep. So they like shallow water less than a meter deep if they want to do fishing. Usually they capture fish which is 2 to 8 centimeters in length. The little cormorant propels itself underwater quickly, so it's fast at swimming under the water. Usually they bring it to the surface and swallow it. Normally, the little cormorant's fish is also stolen from the little cormorant, painted stork, gulls and egrets. They also emerge from the water quickly. They tend to spread the wings not as a behavior to look big or formidable or angry. They tend to spread it to dry the wings after coming out of water. They also this behavior is normally there according to how much time they spend underwater under temperature and dryness affair. According to temperature, dryness and how long they stay underwater, they tend to spread it more and longer like this. They do look very interesting like that, standing like that always. Where does the little cormorant live and what is the specific habitats it lives in? First, where is it found? Indian subcontinent, all over Indian subcontinent except for the Himalayas and mountains and snow-capped peaks. Mainly they are found in these habitats: wetlands, lowland freshwaters, ponds, large lakes and tidal estuaries. So it's a very large range of water body habitats. You can find it almost anywhere really, isn't it? As long as there's fish is in these habitats. Diet of the little cormorant. The little cormorant, you may have already heard, likes fish. And how does it have to get it? But what fish? As you know, 2 to 8 centimeters. But where is this fish normally found? Normally freshwater fish it prefers instead of salt water. and these fish it likes to protect from other little cormorants, storks, gulls, and egrets. Also, they're known to be used by fishermen to fish literally. Normally, if the little cormorant is not going to share of its fish, it will fly away from the fisherman, leaving it in the fisherman alone while he has to find a way to fish himself. So they say that they're used for fishing and they're given a salary. So they like salaries and they know what is equality between man and cormorant. They really understand it. Just like the BEHAVIOUR knows real estate, the little cormorant knows equality, species to species equality. The nesting and breeding behavior of the little cormorant. They breed in November to February, both in North India and South India. So basically, winter months when it is cold. I'm not sure whether it is suitable for finding fish, but I'm sure they like to perform at this time. The male will often perform at the nest site, which has been predetermined. They flutter their wings, hold the head back on their back literally, and then raise their bill. It's a very funny display, really, like yoga, literally. If the female likes it, they will both lower the bill. The male will give food gifts to the female part of the display. They both build a nest. The nest is made of sticks and is made on trees and coconut palms. Usually these nests are built near Indian pond havens and little egret colonies on the trees at that. And it's very looking interesting. A combination of black, brown and white all at once. The nest takes 2 entire weeks to build. That's a very long period to build and has so much dedication is here. Whitest eggs are laid. Usually 2 to 6 eggs which are laid every 2 days. 2 to 6. 1 egg every 2 days are laid. That become muddy over time. Incubation starts when the first egg only is laid, making them hatch asynchronously. And so they vary in age altogether. They're not of equal age. Most birds they tend to make them only start incubation after the last egg, so they hatch at equal times. So they hatch after 15 to 21 days. A long period indeed. And they leave the nest within 1 month. So they are independent. So it is a long period for surfer normally, because most birds they in fact take half a month to leave the nest, while some like the king quail become mature within 1 month, or some like the common moorhen take literally 40 to 50 days to fledge and a few more weeks to even leave the nest altogether. And to become mature it literally takes 1 year. So this is how a little cormorant breeds a nest. The population and threats of the little cormorant. They're basically least concern. So that means that they do not need conservation and they are going to have a very stable population for a long period of time. Will not need conservation also. So the population is unknown, but it is for sure that they are very common for sure. That's why they put in least concern. Then what are the threats to the bird? They are not any human threats, habitat loss threats, because they are adaptable to human on habitats like ponds and lakes and canals also. So they have diseases that affect them. Parasitic bird lice. Pectinopegus macandi. It's a funny name of a parasitic bird lice. Endoparasitic helminths. Another funny name. Neocotylotritus, Eudiporensis, one name, and Ciencura boclei. All these Latin names they may sound like gibberish, but they are real names of diseases which actually affect the little cormorant. Not to be laughed at, because these are serious things that affect the bird. So be cautious when being too close to a little cormorant. You may get lice and more.